All right, all right. What's going on, party people? Notary Tech Talk. That's what we got going on today. So today we're gonna get right into it. This is part two to the Windows laptop, and I just use Windows. It could be Mac or whatever, but to a laptop that notaries can use as well as some other equipment. So we have all the way from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, my man Quincy. Q the Notary. He's going to be
Hey,
guiding us through what we need to do and what we need to know concerning this technology that notaries can use, places that we can get stuff from, whether it's Amazon, eBay, Facebook Marketplace. So he's going to be driving, and we're going to follow him, and he's going to let us know what we can and can't do, what we should or shouldn't do. So introduce yourself, my man.
what's going on, Facebook and everybody that follows Griffin Notary? First of all, Griffin, thank you very much for inviting me on your platform. I really do appreciate it. I've been a long time follower, and the man is real. So everybody continue to follow, get the likes up, and stay tuned. So tonight, what we're going to be looking at is a couple of different devices out there. I know that a lot of people, when you're first getting into this business, you start looking at things that you might need. You might have a cell phone, but you don't have a laptop. And a cell phone is fine if you're just doing general notary work, but when you start getting into loan signing and start looking at some of the other things that you can do as a notary, you definitely need the business tools that are out there for you to kind of grow your business. And one of those first things that you may be looking at is a laptop, just like Griff has mentioned to us multiple times. Now, when you start looking at incurring some of those costs, it starts to add up because if you're not a tech person, all you're really looking at is what you've seen other YouTubers talk about. You might ask some friends or family members, but there are other options that are available. You don't have to have the shiny new toy that's out there on the market. That's not something that you need, especially if you're just starting out and you haven't started making money yet. So what I'd like to bring today and kind of show you guys is some of my processes when I was just starting out. I'm always a budget shopper. Save the money where you can. There's definitely good tools that are out there that we all can use for the, not spending as much money as, let's say, a brand new laptop that might cost you, $500 to $1,000. There's no reason to get that right now, especially if you're just getting into the game. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump into this and share my screen. Just give me 1 second here. I think I see myself. All right, so I believe the first thing that we're looking at right here is just a list from one of my favorite new YouTubers, Shauna. Shauna's pretty awesome. She gives some great information out there, so shout out to Shauna. But she has a list right here of 5 of the best printers out there for notaries: the HP OfficeJet Pro 7740 and the Brother HL 6200, which I believe is one of the most talked about printers. I see that mostly in a lot of the YouTube videos out here talking about the best printers for notaries. Now, she gives some really good information here, and I want to sort of kind of take a look here. So one of the things that you're really going to be looking at when it comes to selecting a printer is going to be your speed. This HP OfficeJet Pro right here, 22 pages per minute. Now, if this is going to be your main printer, it's going to take you a while you're printing. So you want to get something that's got a little bit more speed than that, like the 4,800 page per minute Brother 6200, which is why that's one of the more highly recommended. As you can see, compared to, some of the other ones, that's the fastest printer, which is why it's the most highly recommended. So when I first started doing my search for my tools, of course, I went over to Amazon. Right, and as soon as you get on Amazon, you start to see that this is going to be a lot bigger of an investment than what I initially thought I was going to be getting myself into. You hear about making all this money as a notary, but they don't really talk to you and tell you about all the additional resources that you're going to have to spend. So this kind of starts to give you an idea of that this is going to be more of an investment than just going out and getting commission, especially if you're trying to get into loan signing. All right, so we see that the that the Brother printers are not the cheapest out there. I mean, I know I've seen this one out there a couple times in videos, $535 for a printer. That's crazy, right? So in my process, what I like to do is I come over here to eBay, right? So I've already got something pulled up here. This is a general search that I'll generally do. You can do the same thing on Google. You can do the same thing on, any of the other services out there where you can buy things. And I'll just type in very basic laser printer, black and white. And then on the side here, it gives you the option to make some selections. If you want a Brother printer, you can click on Brother, and it's going to give you only Brother printers, right? And the next thing that I'm going to do is I want something that is printing at 40 pages per minute. All right. So now we're starting to nail down a little bit more specifics of what we're looking for in a printer. Now, they have this thing called conditions. Now, some people don't like to buy used products. I've been in the IT field I was in the IT field for about 12, 13 years, and I know most IT guys buy used stuff because they know what they're doing. You can buy used stuff. It's okay. But we're going to go through a couple of these listings just to see some of the talk that and the descriptions that they have out there for used items, so you can see how much of a big price difference that you're going to see. So I'm just going to go ahead and click used and let my browser update. Look at that. Whoa. We're starting to see a difference in price here. Look. This 5470 tested works $185. Now shipping price. All right, so that's going to get us up to like 230. But that 230, let's pull this up. All right, we see some similar items here. That 230. Now I've got some reviews, so I already know it's a good product. The product itself, when you see these product reviews on eBay, they are typically for the exact product that you are looking for. Now, it may not be specifically from that seller, but it is for that product. When they register the product to sell it, it will have that product's description, and you will get reviews based on that product alone. Now, item specifics, we see Wi-Fi, high-speed laser printer tested, and it works. Right, so I already know that it prints more than 40 pages. All right, it's a little dusty. We can wipe that up with Clorox wipe, especially in COVID. I think anything that you're buying from somebody else should be wiped down, But that's not a bad find. Let's close that out and see what else that we have here. Some of these used products are going to have grades on them as well. A grade, which of course that's going to be top of the line. B grades are generally pretty good. They may have a little bit of cosmetic damage to them, possibly a scratch or something along those lines. And then you have, C grade, which is going to be something that may have, it might need something replaced inside of it. And if you're not a technical person, I would stay away from anything that's below a B, because it's probably going to have more issues than what you need. All right, but look at this right here. Brother HL 5200 monochrome printer, black and white. That's all. So if you want to save yourself money and you're just buying a printer just to get into this business, buy a printer specifically for this business. And you're not going to be printing anything in color. So save yourself some money and don't buy a color printer. For what? What do you need it for? Get something that's monochrome, black and white. Unless you want to spend the extra money, that's on you. But if you're just buying something to get started, just buy something that's black and white. Look at this one right here. Buy a new, $135, $30 shipping. That's going to come out to $160. Right? Take a look at it.
Now that does look good.
This looks like a good printer right here, right? Now, you see how this has the opened up port right here? Let's see if I can click and enlarge it. This right here. So they tell you all the time, get a dual tray printer. Okay, this right here is called a multi-port. So if you need a dual tray printer, you can buy a single tray printer with a multi-port, and in that multi-port, you can designate that multi-port to print legal size paper only. And so that way, that gives you the ability to do those letter size and legal size printed documents. Right, so for $165, you've got a single tray with a multi-port that you can load with, I don't know if it says.
It's normally about 50 pages.
Yeah, that's generally about what it is. 50 pages, 42, 40. I might come back for this myself. That's a really good deal. That's something that, if you're looking and you're on a budget and you don't want to spend this, you can look here.
Right. And one other thing that people should also be aware of is that, let's say you already have a Brother dual tray printer and you are going to, and it goes out of, let's say, the printer part goes out. Well, if you already have the dual tray, the bottom part, all you got to do is just take the top part and stick it on the tray and just replace it. And that's what I ended up doing. One of my diffuser, the laser part, was done after 2.5 years, almost three years actually. And when I called to see if I could get it repaired, they said, just buy another one. They said, just buy another one and you'll be good to go. And that's what I did. I bought another one and stuck the new one on top, and she's been doing fine ever since.
Okay. There we go.
So now with quick question, and I'm pretty sure people probably looking is going to want to know, with the eBay part, do they offer any kind of warranties?
So that depends on the seller. I'm going to jump back into, let's get rid of this. I'm going to jump back into my eBay screen here, and we can take a look at this one printer. Griff, I might have to get this one. This one looks good to me. This one definitely looks good to me. So this one does not look like they are offering a warranty. And me being a tech guy, I would take that risk. That's completely up to you. That one that we were looking at before, let's see, does this one offer a warranty? A lot of them offer 30-day warranties. It really just depends on the sellers themselves.
Gotcha.
And they'll tell you in the listing if there's a warranty. Another thing that you have to look out for is if they come with the cords themselves. And that's another thing that you have to pay attention to when you are shopping for used items. Let's see, this one has one printer quality, fast shipping, ships with power cord. See right there, they're letting you know, ships with power cord. Tells you this one's already coming with toner. That's a good thing right there. So this looks like another good buy if you're, if you're looking. Again, the difference between that and that, there ain't a whole lot of difference there. I mean, this one's got the scanning. So if you want a scanner, an all-in-one, yeah, you might have to spend a little bit of money for an all-in-one machine. But if all you're looking for is a black and white and you already have a scanner, like I already had a scanner, but my scanner is on an OfficeJet, which is an ink printer. So my OfficeJet scanner, it works really, really well. It does about 100 pages in just under 4 minutes. That's pretty good. I can deal with that. So that makes doing scan backs not a big deal. So when they start talking about, I got to get this, you have to send in scan backs, there's no reason for me to charge an extra fee if I'm just putting documents on and it's going to take me 4.5, 5 minutes for the scan to go through.
Correct.
Right. And I think that's one of those things that people are losing some business on for themselves, where they don't want to do scan backs. So it's all about how you're going to choose to work this business. You can decide to put obstacles in your way, or you can break down those obstacles yourself, But yeah, when it comes to shopping on eBay, definitely check to make sure if there's a warranty. If you've got a little bit of a technical background, or you've got somebody in your home or your family member that's got some technical skills, you might want to take a risk on something that doesn't have a warranty on it. A lot of the times they'll let you know that it's tested. And a lot of times when you're shopping for used computer products, you'll find old office equipment. And that's where you'll see a lot of the bulk sales, where you see a member that's selling, multiple items. Those are all multiple office items from old offices that have been sold off in bulk.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. Let me go back to sharing my screen here and check out one of my other favorite places to shop. So the Facebook Marketplace, I think everybody's on Facebook nowadays.
Yeah.
The marketplace is great. You're gonna find a lot of great deals that are in your area. My backup printer prints 30 pages per minute, and I bought that for $15. Picked it up the same day that I saw it. All right, so I did a simple search for a laser printer, and now it's a lot of the same thing. These are people that are selling stuff that's in their house. And with this, you're gonna have to be a little bit more labor intense. You know, if I see something like this, a Xerox Phaser 330, you know, if I see something like this and $40 is within my price range, $16 shipped, so we're looking at, what's that, $56.20. You know, I'm gonna open up a window here, and what was it called again? It was called a Xerox. I'm just gonna copy this, jump into Google search, look it up, check out the specs. Look at that, 42 pages per minute. $62. It's going to do everything that you need it to do. So in this situation, I'll reach out to the seller and just ask him, hey, when's the last time you turned it on? Can you print a report for me and show me how many pages that it's printed? You know, that'll give you a lifespan on the device. And you know, over here you've got the specs. So recommended monthly print volume, 6,000 pages. When was the last time it was turned on? How much toner is left? Has it had to have been serviced? Have you serviced it yourself? You know, those are some of the questions that you're going to want to ask.
Okay.
Right. But doing a simple search like that, I mean, again, if I was really in the market for another printer, that's something I may consider. You know, and if I find it gets here, if I buy it and it gets here and I don't like it, I'm just gonna sell it. I'll turn around and sell it just like they sold it. You know, you know, there's no reason to keep it. Just go ahead and get rid of it. All right. So when it comes to the printers, you have options out there. Definitely don't think that what you're seeing on YouTube is the only thing that is available for you. Do some due diligence, get in there, do a search, and see what your options are. You don't have to spend $500 for a printer. It's not necessary.
And for scanners, you would go through the same process.
Scanners, the exact same process. I've got a couple things pulled up here for scanners as well. Let me go ahead and share the screen again. You know what, Griff? I'm going to try one of these different it is what it is. We'll just share the full screen. Hey. All right, so scanners, the same thing. One of the top scanners that were out there right now is the Epson Workforce Es400. We see Amazon right now, $249.99. Now with Amazon, I'm gonna see if I can find one. I didn't look for it earlier. But a lot of times with Amazon, they have something that says it'll have like a coupon.
Yes. And I've never been able to get that to work.
Yeah, I wonder if I can find one. It's not looking like there's one on this first page. Let's see if I can get a different one on here. That's really important because I was missing these things for the longest time. And then I realized, oh, I could just click this button and save 25%. And all you have to do is click the button.
And I think it doesn't work for me because I'm doing pay by invoice. So I don't think I'm not getting that discount. If I paid it outright, I believe I would, because I've called them and they was like, no, I should work. And I've never seen the percent off. It says it's doing it, but it doesn't. So but they do have it, and I've know other people who have used that and they do get the discount off.
Yeah, usually the discount, it'll either be a button somewhere in here and it'll be green. It's got green lettering on there. If you see green lettering, and this isn't just for these types of anything that you purchase on Amazon, if you see the little green text and it says click here, click there and save yourself some money.
Correct.
I missed on that for years of using Amazon. I could have saved so much money. All right, so let's go back to this Epson ES400, right? $249.99. That's not a bad price. That seems doable, correct? You know, if you're in the market for one, it's going to be the same process. eBay. And you might even be able to save yourself some money on this one because, again, if this is just a business scanner that all you're doing is using it for its intended purpose of loan signing and scan backs, do I really need a color duplex scanner? No. So you're already spending money on something that you don't need.
Correct. Yeah, we mainly just need the monochrome, the black, because if you're not doing a whole bunch of other printing, which will require the color, then that color ink is just sitting there getting old and end up getting hard. Yep. And it could interfere with your print heads down the road.
Absolutely. You know, so we should be looking to just buy exactly what we need. So now for this particular model that I looked up, I'm going to go ahead and press used. Yeah, $165, $100, tested, working, feeder's missing. So a feeder might cost you a couple dollars. $100 right there, our best office. You might be able to get it for $85. You know, those feeder heads aren't expensive at all. And, you know, the reason why we wanted to do this is just to show everybody that there are other options. You don't have to go out and just spend a ton of money on brand new things. And because it can be a little surprising once you start to get into this. Like I said earlier, you know, you think that it's just a commission and, oh, I'm not going to have more money to spend. No, there is more that you're going to have to spend. You know, going to Staples is not a good best business practice. You know, using a scanner at the library is not best business practice unless you know how to delete those files after you're done.
And that is correct. That is correct.
You know, so we're just trying to show you guys that there's other options out here for everybody. Look at this, Epson Workforce ES300 Portable Duplex Document Scanner. This looks like a handheld one. Now, this is something that somebody's bidding on. Me personally, if I know that I'm out and I want to buy something, I skip the whole bidding process. Just find me something that I can buy now because I don't have time to go back and wait for this timer to run out and somebody to outbid me with 3 seconds left because I'm going to be pissed. I could have had the document scanner by then, you know. But look at this. We got 24-bit grayscale. It should tell us how many pages per minute. Do you remember what the Brother DS940 does per minute?
It does one at a time, so it doesn't do multiple pages. You know, like you can't stick multiple ones in there.
Right, but if you're hand feeding it, I think there's like I know that they have a stat for that as well. I think you can get like 10, 12 pages per minute if you're hand feeding it continuously.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I mean, because I've hand fed it, and if you go through, it can be pretty quick. Now, what can slow you up? The continuous part is that you have to keep hitting the button.
Right.
You have to keep hitting the button either on the device or in the iPrint app.
So that's actually a good thing to speak on real fast. So one of the things that I saw when I was starting to look up how to do a mobile office is I know that you have the setup with the battery and the converter. But a lot of times if you have like an SUV and they have a 12-volt DC outlet in the back, you can run a scanner off of that. You just can't run a printer. So that's something that people might want to consider if you're taking a job that's, you know, an hour and a half away and they're asking for scan backs. You know, you can get a scanner back there and do a little power converter to get you a little the AC port, I forget it's DC or AC, or something that you can stick into that that 12-volt port that's back there, and you can run a scanner off of that. So that way you can get your scan backs done, you know, right after leaving your signing, and you can get a regular size scanner and put it back there.
Yeah, because a lot of people have tried to do the full-size printer and stuff, and that's going to be tough. And as I've always shared with people, don't try to do all of this stuff wirelessly. Just get a cord and connect it. You can connect the Wi-Fi to download the doc and upload, but if you're trying to print from your printer from your laptop to a printer through the in-house Wi-Fi on your car or even on your phone, I haven't heard anybody being successful with it. They've had some major problems. Things get hung up. And it's not that it can't work. It's just that sometimes your system will throttle and it's not designed for that. You know,
Right.
that Wi-Fi in the car is not designed to do that, so it's best to just have the cord connected to the printer, to the laptop, hit print, and it's going to print faster anyway because
Right.
it's a direct connection, everything. So So now, so what's your recommendations on laptops?
All right. So for laptops, again, we know I'm budget minded already. You can call me cheap. I don't care.
Right.
It works for my budget and my kids, so it works. The laptop that I chose to go with was a Lenovo ThinkPad T430. Now, Lenovo ThinkPads have been around for decades. If you've been in corporate America, that's the one that most companies are buying. I spent a lot of time in hospital ITs, and all of our docs were using Lenovo ThinkPads. That's where my mind automatically went to when I said I need to get a new laptop. Is let me build something that I know will test it lasts. It will stand up, to bumps and bruises because it's meant to be carried around. They aren't the lightest laptops out there. They're not the prettiest laptops out there. But what they are is high functioning. They will do everything that you need them to do, and they will last forever. So I went with a Lenovo T430. So let me go ahead and share my screen again. And the price on these is going to blow your mind. I think this is hands down the best refurbished used laptop that you can purchase for yourself. I would get one for your kids, just to have. If you're somebody that might need a couple laptops, I would get one of these. So this is actually T440. This is a step up. Now, my laptop, it cost me $130.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this laptop right here, this is a generation above mine. This is T440 with an i5 420 with 4 gigabits of RAM, 500 gigabyte HDD. Now, I wouldn't purchase this particular laptop. One of the reasons why I wouldn't is because it's only coming with 4 gigabits of RAM. Griff has mentioned before, you want to be at least 16 gigabits of RAM. Now, what I will say with the Lenovo ThinkPads is this one right underneath it with 8 gigs. I would go 8 gigs because for $50 more and removing of, I think it's 6 screws on the bottom of the laptop, I can just pop in another 8 gigs of RAM. It's that simple. Yeah. There's nothing else that you need to do for a Lenovo ThinkPad other than pop off the screws on the back. And the ports to slide in the additional RAM is right there. You don't have to move anything. You don't have to take anything apart other than taking off the back cover of the laptop. So that's what I did with my personal laptop. Gotcha. And I got that thing going smooth, real smooth. Now, when you're out laptop shopping, if it's new or if it's old, one of the things that you're going to be looking at, especially when it comes to a PC. Now, I don't know too much about Macs. Griff, I don't know if you know. Are you a Mac person?
No, I'm not a Mac person, so I couldn't even begin to help somebody out on that.
Yeah, I can't help you with the Mac. I'm sure there's plenty of videos out there for that. One of the things when you're looking at a PC is checking out what this is right here, the i5. You'll see that's your core processor. We're going to try to make this as easy as possible for everybody to understand. All right, so you're going to see i5, i7. You'll even see some i3s out there. Now, the number that you're going to be looking at with your i4s and i5s, see this number right here? This is the generational number. So the lower the number, the earlier the generation of the processor, which means it's not going to be as fast. A higher generation is going to outperform a lower generation.
Gotcha.
Okay. Now, Where it gets a little confusing is when you see an i3 that's a higher generation. You can get an i3 that's an 8th or 9th or 10th generation, and that 10th generation i3 may outperform an earlier generation i5.
Okay. That makes
Okay.
sense. It makes sense to me.
It may not make sense to everybody, but for those that may be able to grasp it, do the research on it. It's definitely worth it, because once you start understanding what these processors are, you'll start to see the difference in prices. Because that you're going to see a huge difference between the i5 and the i7. Now, this doesn't look that's not really shown, but this is something that people are bidding on. Let me go on a buy now so we can see better price differences between the differences. So like these two right here, I think we saw them previously. It's a difference of, there's a little bit difference in price, and what you're paying for is that RAM and this SSD right here, right?
Ah, okay.
That's the difference in price that you're seeing. And SSD, just for those that don't know, it's a new generation of storage device used. It's used to store flash-based memory, which is much faster than a traditional mechanical hard drive disk. So SSD is something that you're definitely going to want to be looking at. My laptop came with 500 gigabits of SSD. They are easily upgradable. They might cost a little bit of money, a little bit change on them, but that's something that you can upgrade as well. Now, let's see. It looks like I'm seeing a certain type of things because I did a general search. Let's take this down a little bit and just go Lenovo ThinkPad. Let's go condition used. All right. See, now this right here, see how it's got this price range?
Right.
I think this is going to give us a good understanding of the differences in prices.
Okay.
So you've got your RAM size. If you started with an 8 gig, SSD capacity of 256, it gets us to the bare minimum of 265. Now let's see if we bump this up to 216. Get look that price jump up.
I see the price change.
You start adding more. You got a terabyte of SSD. The price change. Now, what you really have to start questioning is that $100? Is that jump in SSD capacity worth $100? Because at the same time, you could go to Amazon, right, and get 1 terabyte external hard drive. Come on now. For $43.
Correct.
Right? And this is where you have to be a smart shopper to say, okay, I'm adding these things. Is it worth $100? Well, you have other options here. So I highly recommend Lenovo ThinkPads. I think if you were to do a general search for some of the best laptops out here, I've done that already for you guys, just to give you an example.
And we'll put the links in the description for everybody.
Yep. So number one, Lenovo ThinkPad 460. Boom. They're not the prettiest, but they perform. You know, a Dell Latitude. It's another good laptop. And I think I actually pull one up here. So you want to get if you're looking at a used one, you can get an idea. You can get all these laptops for under $200. But then if you want to go and get a new one, all right, let's take a look at what a new one costs. There's a difference in price there.
Yes.
There's a difference in price. Now, for the purposes that we're buying these laptops, now when I'm doing this, I shop for a specific need. I have other Chromebooks and everything else for media. You know, if I want to travel, if I want to watch Netflix or something while I'm doing dishes, and I don't feel like running the TV, and I want my laptop going with my headphones or something, I got Chromebooks for that. This is a business laptop for me. I use this specifically and only for my business. So I'm trying to spend the least amount of money in doing this and getting only what I need. You don't need a laptop that's bloated full of software, because a lot of times when you're buying new laptops, that's what you're paying for, is the software that's loaded inside of it. So you really don't need to spend that kind of money to do this business. You need something that's going to be able to run Microsoft Office or some type of spreadsheet system. You need something that you can run your email off of. You need something that you can video conference with if you were thinking about doing remote online notarization. If you're looking at doing RON, you need something that's going to be fast enough to do that. That's why getting something that's got 16 gigs of RAM is going to be in your benefit. You don't want something with 4 gigs. And a lot of times with those newer laptops, something that's 4 gigs is going to run you about $400, $500. And that's how they get you, because a lot of people don't understand those specs when it comes to laptops. It's better to buy an older machine, a proven machine, and definitely go with business laptops. You want to know, those laptops that corporations are buying, hundreds and a couple hundred of. Those are the laptops that you want to be looking at, because a lot of times they end up on the aftermarket, but they're road warriors. They're going to serve you well, and they'll have everything that you need.
Now, one thing when it comes to the business side, years ago, I did a search on some business equipment and found out that if you get a true business laptop or business equipment, electronics, they're more durable.
Yes.
That's one of the things I found out, that they actually have business televisions. So you have the TVs you can buy at Walmart and Kmart. Well, if Kmart was still around. But then they actually have business TVs, laptops, and other equipment that is more durable, and they last longer, and they don't break as easy.
Correct.
And I didn't realize that. Now, it costs a little bit more money, but you buy them, you're much better off. So if you get to that point, and if you can get it used, that's even better, because it's still going to be durable, in good condition.
Yep. And that's why I highly recommend the Lenovo ThinkPads. To me, that's the #1 used laptop out there that you can buy. They're very easy to upgrade. As technology advances, since they're so easy to upgrade, they're so easy to get to the insides of it. You don't have to take out a whole lot. You can continually give it more RAM. You can continually, up the SSD. These are things that you can do for cheap later down the road. So, I put an additional $50 into this laptop, but I know down the road, as my business starts to grow and I want a little bit more storage and I start doing more RON, I may want this to speed up a little bit.
Gotcha.
And that's something that I can do on the cheap.
Okay. So now, what's some other ideas that you have that people could probably use? I remember you were talking about some other accessories.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's jump back over to Amazon. Hold on. Let me get my screen back up here. All right. They need a short button for sharing the screen.
Yeah.
Be able to go back and forth. All right. Sure. All right. Didn't want to show this yet, but since we're already here, might as well go ahead and get into it.
Oh, my bad. Click the wrong button. There we go.
All right, we good? All right. Yep. So one of the things that I highly recommend, and I've carried one of these things for years, is a tactical pen. This is actually the pen. I think I have like 4 or 5 of them. So these tactical pens right here, let's go through some of these pictures. Let you see what they do. All right, aircraft grade aluminum, 2mm thick walls, hardened tungsten. I mean, these things feel like something that you can do some damage with, and that is the point of them. So, specifically if you're out there doing signings at night, meeting people in parking lots, you know, or in shady neighborhoods, shady areas, if you don't have something to protect yourself with, you want to make sure that you have something that's kind of inconspicuous with it at the flip of the dime. If you need to, you have something to defend yourself with and kind of get some space to get yourself safe. So I highly recommend tactical pens. I recommend that for everybody, not just notaries. Just have one on you in general. These things, look at that you're not playing with that. That's not something that you're going to play with. If you need to use it, you know what that's for. Put that right into somebody's hand and make them get off you, right? We need to think about our safety and doing these things, especially when it comes to the ladies that are out here. You know, it's sad to say, but the world is not the safest place right now. So it's nice to be able to have inconspicuous tools on you to be able to help defend yourself when you're out and outside of your house at night. Even in the daytime, people are getting bold. Another thing, pocket flashlights. Again, you know, the signing that I did the other night, we were on the guy's porch, but the porch was like the light bulb was all types of low. I think my little ring light had more light than that. I had to use my pocket flashlight. You know, these are just basic survival things that, you know, part of the EDC crew, the everyday carry, you know, if you're into that, these are just things that, you know, you should have on you. Things like a blade or something like that. Not necessarily because you're going out to hurt somebody, but just in case. You never know. What if you get into a car accident and you need to cut your seatbelt off?
That is correct. Yeah, because one of the issues that I have is that for some reason, people know that you're coming to their house at night, but they won't turn the porch light on so you can see their house number. So you need a flashlight so that you can shine in, so you can see the house number. You know, you have people who, you know, they normally don't have visitors in their neighborhood after a certain time of day or night. And then here you are driving through slow, trying to figure something out. And then they come approaching you in an aggressive manner. These are things that could happen. And you do want to protect yourself against somebody, you know, whether it's mace, taser, things of that nature. It's just smart to do. Something that's not too lethal, because in some cases, you know, when it comes to firearms companies, you know, they have policies on that. Right. But you know, you could be somewhere everywhere. Even tonight, I did a closing, you know, at the on this recording. I did a closing earlier, and it was raining crazy, and it just seemed so much darker with all the rain coming down, and I couldn't see anything. You know, driving in the car, it's like I just can't see nothing on the left, on the right, just only in the front. So, you know, it's just good to always have, you know, your stuff. And then one of the things, like in my area, maybe even in yours, you have these homes, these neighborhoods that are being gentrified. Yep. So you'll have an old set of old houses sort of in the hood type of area, or even near a trailer park area, and then all of a sudden this huge $200,000 house, and the people in the neighborhood looking at you all like, what you out here for, or you going over there to the rich folk and things of that nature. So the bottom line is it's about being smart and safe across the board. And yeah, the tactical pen, the glass break with the point. Like I have this is my knife, and it has the seatbelt cutter right here. And then it has the little break thing, so you can break the glass and all of that. So if I get stuck somewhere, I can, you know, cut the seatbelt.
That's right, a nice knife right there. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, you know, I got this off of Amazon, Steinbuck and everything, serrated and all of that. So, and I have it with me a lot of times because of the house inspections. So sometimes I'm doing a house inspection, I got to cut something or whatever, and this comes in really handy, nice, heavy. So I got that. It's good, hardened steel and everything. So I have that, you know, because like I said, it has the glass break on there. You know, sometimes I'm going across, you know, what we have here, the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel. and we got several tunnels here, and you go in that water, you better try to hurry up and get out. You know,
absolutely,
and everything and stuff.
Griff, let me ask you a question. How's my camera look right now?
Looks good, man.
It looks good. All right, I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna show you the camera that I use. Now, this is the same camera that I use for Ron. Now, a lot of times these laptop computers are not the clearest, and it might be something that as soon as you buy a laptop, you might want to upgrade your camera, especially when you're looking to do some Ron. All right. So this is the camera that I'm using. Now, I didn't pay this much, but look at this. It's got a 40% off coupon, $38.99. I think I paid like $22 for this camera.
Okay.
That's not bad, right? 1080p webcam with microphone. Now, I use my own microphone, but for a webcam, you don't have to spend a lot of money on a webcam.
Nah, you don't.
All right. There's good quality products out here that you can buy for a decent price. Okay, you don't have to spend a whole lot of money on these things.
Yeah, because I had to switch my webcam up. I had to switch mine up because I needed something that I could control for is, you know, zooming in and zooming out.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah, and it can pan up and down, you know. So I was looking around, and I found one. Let me see if I'm gonna pull it up and share it with y'all real quick if I can.
Yeah, see, and Griff, I'm sure part of the reason that you bought that was you were thinking about, okay, I have a YouTube channel, right? And
right.
It's a necessity for you, right?
Correct.
So again, it was purposely bought for that, and I'm sure whatever you spent was justified by your purposes. You know, correct. So if you're out there looking for a webcam and all you're doing, you're not planning on doing YouTube or anything like that, and all you're looking to do is run, don't spend a lot of money on a camera.
Nah, don't. And see, you know, like mine, you know, I got my lighting because I used to do photography. So I have lighting and all of that balanced, nice and clear. And with any camera, if you don't have enough proper lighting, no matter how much money you spend on it, if you got to have a good amount of light, it will look crappy. I'm just going to tell you right now, it will look really, really, really bad if you don't have enough light. So like, so mine costs a little more than $38.
I believe it.
It's so this one here is called the Nexigo. And I had did some searching around all over the place. And it's all the way up to 4K, but I don't need 4K. It does 1080p and it works really, really well. It has a microphone on it. The microphone isn't the best. No webcam microphone is good.
No, not at all.
At all, you know. So I don't even, so as soon as I turn it on, I mute it. I put it on mute. And then I use my blue Yeti microphone.
I got the same one.
And I'm good to go. So that's what I do. So, I mean, it's just going out here. But I would say for the webcam stuff, any decent camera will do that is at least 1080p. So you nice and clear. You want to be at least 1080p. You know, nice and clear so that they can see you. And then you want to have a decent microphone with the headset. Because I also have, if I don't feel like talking through that microphone, you know, this is just a basic gamer headset.
Yeah.
And everything.
Those are good. Those work.
Yeah. And this was like 20 some bucks.
Yep.
You know, it was 20 some bucks. And I use that. That's my backup and everything. So, and if push came to shove, I could use the mic on the camera, but I try not to, because like I said, I did one time and the audio was horrible.
Man, it's the Blue Yeti, man. Those Blue Yeti microphones. I got a Yeti up here. I love these mics, man.
Yeah. I got the Yeti with the boom arm.
Yeah. See what we're working with right here.
Yep, the same one.
Yep.
The same one, man. Yep, got the same one, and I love that thing. The audio is good on it, because I don't like the microphone in front of me. You
I'm the same
know,
way.
a lot of people, a lot of the YouTubers you'll see, they have the microphone right there in front of them because they're sitting right on top talking. And yeah, you might hear, like my son was just in there. He put some dishes in there. It might get picked up, but the audio on it is good enough. So if y'all trying to do a YouTube channel when you're first starting out, just do what you can, and then you graduate up to other items and stuff like that. One of the reasons, and just as a side note, the reason why I use the boom mic one is because sometimes I'm talking and you hit the table and then the microphone is shaking, and you don't want that. So with the boom mic, it absorbs all of that to where the microphone isn't shaking, which then distorts your audio.
Right.
And everything. So, and then again, I just didn't want to have the microphone sitting directly in front of me the whole time, because then if I mess around and hit it and knock it over, this thing is where it's at now. I mean, it's about maybe 2 or 3 feet from me, and it picks up the audio very, very nicely, so I love it. So we just wanted to just give y'all some information out there concerning laptops, scanners, printers, as well as where you can find them. As you can see, you can get a webcam, affordable. I like his. If I was just doing Ron and nothing else, I actually would have kept my Logitech webcams. Actually, I still have them. So as backups in case something goes down and I need to use them. But you don't need a whole lot of money to do this, spend a whole lot of money to do this business. Now, if you're the type of person that, hey, I just want to get brand new, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you are truly on a budget, then there's some options out there. And we're going to put Q's information in the description. So if you need to hit him up and got some questions, he'll be more than happy to, to direct you and all of that. But here's the thing. He showed you how to do it on the video. So don't call him saying, hey, can you do a Zoom with me and show me how to search? He showed you on this video. Pause the video, take it back to the front, play it over again, because if you call him, what he's going to tell you on the phone and do one-on-one is the same thing that he showed you on this video. So learn
That's
from
true.
what the video said. Don't always think that, oh, okay, well, Q, I know you're going to show me a trick that you didn't do on the video on how to get such and such.
There's no trick. It's ask a question. Google's your friend.
Right.
That's it. Google's
Right.
your friend.
So, and I put that out there because y'all know how some of us are. We're going to call somebody up and like, okay, now I saw you on the video with Griff, but I want to know, is the way you search for that stuff really the right way to do it? Because I know you got another way, a slicker way, right? No, there's no slicker way. There's no alternate way. What he showed you is the way to do it. You either accept it or reject it. That's just the truth of the matter. So thanks a lot. What else you got for me, man?
Can I drop a little gem on him? Just one
Yeah.
little gem. All right, this is going to be quick. I'm not going to get too far into it, but something that might help you guys out. Now, it's kind of technical. It's kind of not. I don't know if you know about Canvas. If you're not out there with a digital card, get yourself a digital card today. You can do that on Canvas. I'm gonna hit you up on something real quick. I made all of this with Canva, and I highly suggest that you can just use free Canva. Okay, there's people out there that are selling Canva services. You can do it yourself. I'm 100%. It's very click and point. So I'm going to show you something right quick. I'm going to show you what I've done with my little digital card here. Let's pull up Canva. All right, this is my digital card. Don't mind the shameless plug for Q the Notary PA at gmail.com. If you need Notary and you're in Pennsylvania, hit me up. Ron, I got you. Just saying it. Griff, don't be mad at me.
Nope, you good, man. I don't have no problem with that.
All right, this right here, this QR code.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this QR code, you can link that to whatever you want to. You can link it to your website. You can link it to a YouTube video. Now, I've done some marketing myself, and I've created a video myself that for my digital, for my digital code here, this QR code, and it's very simple. All you have to do is in Canva, go to QR code, enter in the URL, and it'll generate a code for you that you can use on a business card. You can put on your web page. You can use it anywhere you want to. Hey, Griff, can you do me a favor? You got your phone close to you?
Yep.
Can you scan that QR code for me?
All right.
Oh, wait, I got to put it back on the screen, don't I?
Yep. All right.
Go ahead and scan it. And what I did was I created an advertisement for myself, an advertisement video on YouTube. So now when anybody scans that QR code, they're going to go to my personal advertising. And this is something that you can drop in web pages. You can, if you're on one of those forums or something like that, that allows you to put it.
Everybody's got a guy when it comes to things like car repair, lawn
There we go.
service, plumbing. Add another local resource and give Q the Notary a call. Need your will notarized? Call Q. Special needs trust? Call Q. Loan closing, power of attorney, even I-9 forms. Yup, you guessed it, Q again. However, if you see one of these, don't call Q. You should probably run. When it comes to all of your notarial needs, now you got a guy. Contact Q the Notary and we'll come running to you. Don't forget,
Simple.
we also offer remote online notarization. We can be
Simple stuff. This is simple text stuff that is available to everybody. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't even have to hire people to do it. However, if you like that type of service, again, my stuff's going to be down there in the description. You can hit me up. I can make something for you. Doesn't take me no time, and I'll give you the Griff discount. All right, but that's just something that you can do as a notary. Get your stuff out there for marketing. Put this wherever you can. Put it on Facebook. Hang it up on the little poster boards. At the grocery store with your business card. And you can put it to wherever you want it to. You could do it to have them scan to schedule an appointment, scan to your website, scan to your Google business page. You can have it scanned to anywhere that you'd like it to. So
that is excellent.
Yeah, we need to be taking advantage of this technology that's available to us as a whole.
Yeah, because one of the things people need to understand is that, and I did a video on it, just because you spend a whole lot of money doesn't justify you charging people. So a lot of people unjustifiably spend a lot of money. Now, to go into my normal mantra about doing this business, if you feel that you need to pay people and spend money on stuff, then you need to be doing closings so that you got revenue coming in instead of only revenue going out.
Right.
And I was talking to a gentleman earlier today, and I was telling him, me and him both agreed that it's just crazy that people are spending money on stuff, like certain marketing materials. But when you look at the dollar amount that you have to pay for that marketing material, it's the same dollar amount that most people are telling you don't take for as a signing, which is about $85, $60. So you're going to spend $60, but you can't make $60. Right. If I spend 60, I should at least make 85. So then that way I got that money coming back. But most people are telling you, don't do that. Don't take that $85 signing. But you got me spending 60, 80, or even $100 on marketing material, gift baskets, spending money, on taking a
gift
course
cards,
on how to do Canva or how to do some kind of marketing. I'm spending money, but I'm not making money. And no financial planner would support you in doing that kind of thing. You know, if you're going to spend money, you then have to make money. That's that's the way of the business world. So all of these people who market on Facebook and this, that, and the other, spending on ads and everything, trust me, they taking those orders, because if you go out there and do a couple of $60 orders, that pays you back for what you spent on ...
Right.
But they're telling you not to go make that money, and then they're making that money, and then you're trying to figure out why can't you, get ahead in this business. And that's why, because you're spending more than you're making. And that's just a basic financial principle, even in your W-2. If you're spending more than you're making, then you're going to be in some serious debt. Bottom line. And you don't want to get to a point where you're filing business bankruptcy because you're overspending, and then you got all of this stuff that you spent on, and you're still not making any money. And that's the reason why most of us came into this. And I have to say most, because maybe some of them didn't come in for this. You came in because you had a need in your life to make some additional income. And if that's the need, then why aren't you doing it? That's the question you have to ask yourself. I got into this business in December of last year, or January of the year before, or February, whenever, and I'm not making any money. I'm not even doing anything to make money. That's a problem. That is a huge problem. And you have only you to blame for that. That's a problem that you have, and you got to fix it. And you can by taking the orders. And guess what? Nobody needs to know that you took a $60 order. Just don't market it. Just don't say nothing about it. Just make your money. And at the end of the month, you say, well, yep, I made $6,000. Doesn't matter how you made it. If you made it legally, and you know you ain't got to worry about going in a lockup, you're all right with me.
You did
your
job.
Right with the bill collectors and everybody.
Yep, you did your job.
Yeah.
You know.
So, and I also wanted to encourage everybody that this is a good time to still be in the business, from the standpoint of, with so many notaries getting out of the business to try to be signing company owners and other things. They try to do all this other stuff rather than doing the notary business. They're going to need notaries. They still need notaries. They're going to need us. I was talking to a gentleman today. He was saying how it's the loan applications. We got to get those loan applications processed. If people are applying for loans and they need a notary to just take the paperwork over there to get it done, take the $85, the $65, maybe even a $45, whatever. Because if you go and market yourself properly and you do a good job and make a good connection with them while doing the loan application, you then can request from the signing company that sent you, say, hey, look, if you don't mind, I would like to be the closer on this. I would like
build
to
a
be
rapport
the closer on this.
I said build a rapport with them.
Right. You build a rapport. And many times the signers will say, hey, so after I do this loan application, what happens then? And the only thing you can tell them is that it normally takes 4 to 6 weeks. That's true. That's not giving legal advice. You can say it takes about 4 to 6 weeks for this to process. That depends on the company. And then normally the way I do it is I say, and they'll probably send some other notary out. I say it like that, like they'll send
go, not you, Griff. Out. Not you.
Right. And they come back and they're like, oh, it's not going to be you. I said, well, it can be if that's what you want. I said, you can request it. But I said in such a way like, hey, they might send some other notary out. I don't demand or request that, hey, you need to go make sure that that's not the signer's job. But if they ask me, then I tell them, I said, well, they'll try to find a way to get, there's going to be another notary. It could be me. It could not be me. It all depends on, how they want to do it. Sometimes they'll just assign me to it. And then they may ask and say, well, can we request you? Yeah, you can request me. I say now, granted, even though you request me, they still may just do their own thing, but if I know that you want me and they say, hey, Griff, can you do it? I will work my schedule around in order to accommodate you. And I've done that many times. I've gotten a call and I'm like, okay, let me change some stuff around and I'll work things out and I go accommodate them. And then what's even better, the signers themselves are like, look, you tell us when we can meet. We know you got other closings you're doing out there. So tell us when we can meet with you and we'll adjust our schedule to fit you. Because they'll tell me, they say, because we don't want you to miss out on making money, doing other work just to do us, but we want you to close for us. And then the signers, you already got their number.
No.
You see what I'm saying? So that's one of the ways. But all of this is, I'm talking about starting with a loan application. You do the loan application, that opens you up to additional business.
See, that's good business right there. And when you're doing business properly, that's what happens. It revolves. You're going to get that repeat business. And that's what we all should be striving to do, is just provide a good service where people appreciate what it is that we do.
Correct. And and I'm telling you, you do the loan applications, the loan mods, those things. That's way that you can get in good with these companies. So yes, it's hard right now sometimes to get in there. But if you do the loan mods, you do the stuff that nobody else wants to do, then they're going to appreciate the fact that you did that. And then they're going to be like, okay, well, let's give them a shot. They seem to be okay. They didn't mess up the loan application. The customers liked them. They was personable. Matter of fact, the customers are requesting them. So they must have done something good in comparison to all the other notaries we dealing with. And we're not hearing a complaint. We're not hearing that you came there smelling funky, dressing all crazy, acting all crazy, kicking a dog. Yeah, let's get that person back out there and everything, because they want somebody who they can build a relationship with. And if that becomes you, then that opens the door up. But now, lastly, on this subject, one of the things that's been happening also is notaries have been building up a very good relationship with a signing company or a title company. And then when they end up making a mistake, the notary flips. I'm not talking about the title company making a mistake, but the notary makes a mistake and they ask the notary, hey, can you go out and fix this? And the notary flips out on them. I'm not going back out there unless you pay me. I don't have time to go back out there. And it's like, but you made a mistake. You need to go fix it. Well, I'm not doing that. And that's what's happening. And then next thing I know, they're like, yeah, we had to blacklist that notary. we had to blacklist him because, and we've done several signings and they've made great money off of us. And now all of a sudden we ask them to do this one thing and they come back with an attitude. So we done with you. We done. So anything else you got, my man?
That's all I got for today. I'm still hurting from that loss we took to the Bucks today. So, it's all right. It's going to be a long off season.
I got you, man. I got you. Well, party people, hey, thanks everybody for hopping on here, watching the video. Greatly appreciate you. I hope I know you learned something. So check out the information in the description below and hit him up properly. After you watch the video a couple of times. You'll be good to go. And yes, I know the video is about an hour, is more than an hour long, but you're gonna be all right. All right, y'all have a good one. Peace.